4 of the robberies happened overnight, but what's more concerning is that the most recent one took place right here in broad daylight. With one incident here and another down the street and 3 more in one day, police are now wondering how many more there were that they don't know about. That was the reaction outside the Supreme Court earlier this morning, people chanting USA and then thank you. While the father was outside of his truck, the 2-year-old was in the cab and somehow got it out of gear, rolled down the driveway and into the Williams basement. The good thing about the surveillance in this gas station is that it has audio. Now that's not only going to help in finding the suspect, but it also could be used as evidence in the court. Number 9, the Army is drawing down its forces, and that means Georgia's Fort Stewart will lose a brigade strength unit. These are just some of the new high-end retailers at this multi-million-dollar shopping center. The judge decided to let him out on a $250,000 bond and 24-hour house arrest. His attorney says he probably won't be able to leave until tomorrow. Outside the Clayton County Courthouse, I'm Hannah Patrick, 11 Alive News. Number 5, celebrity chef Paula Deen will sit down for an exclusive interview on the Today Show in about 30 minutes as she faces accusations of racial discrimination. This corner in Midtown looks calm now, but this past week it was a prime location for an unusual amount of robberies.
What, 5 street robberies in 4 days? That's a big concern.
Peggy Denby, the president of the Midtown Ponce Security Alliance, says that this kind of thing usually happens in the summer, but they never know when the next one will take place. Her biggest concern is to get the word out. She believes some of these crimes could have been prevented.
Don't be out on the street at 2:30 and 3 o'clock in the morning by yourself. Be aware, be alert, and be safe. And you can do that. You don't have to be a victim.
All 5 of these robberies took place within blocks of each other. 4 of the robberies happened overnight, but what's more concerning is that the most recent one took place right here in broad daylight. This is about the same time Stephanie Matthews walks her dogs every day. She wasn't aware of these robberies. 3 of them happened right outside of her building.
Definitely think twice about walking by myself.
Walking in groups and just being aware can help prevent these crimes. The Atlanta Police Department also says they are going to increase their security in this neighborhood. Hannah Patrick, 11 Alive News.
Hey, bud.
On Sunday, July 7th, this Marathon gas station in Henry County was robbed, but not for the first time.
Last year who did that, yeah, he got caught. He's behind bars. I think he got life in prison.
One of the clerks at the gas station says it has been robbed multiple times in the last year.
The event was caught on video as well as audio, so you can hear some of that audio. It's pretty compelling to know what actually happens in an armed robbery. It's pretty frightening. So
the key to finding the suspects of these robberies that take place at this gas station seem to be the abundance of security.
Move it. Move it. Move it. Open right. Open right. Open. Open right.
The good thing about the surveillance in this gas station is that it has audio. Now that's not only going to help in finding the suspect, but it also could be used as evidence in the court. The clerk says that the suspect was armed with a silver gun and wearing a ski mask, but when it fell off, he could tell that the boy was definitely under 18.
He could harm, He's carrying a gun, a police officer stop him or something happen, he can be killed, that guy, for $300-400,
Police are asking if you recognize the suspect from the video or the audio to please contact them immediately. Hannah Patrick, 11 Alive News. This is not what most people expect when they come home, but this was George and Kathleen Williams' reality when they got back from shopping today.
A car parked in my house. A little red truck from across the street.
What did you think when you saw it?
Driven by a 2-year-old.
That's right, George's neighbor, a 2-year-old, drove his dad's truck right across the street into his basement. While the father was outside of his truck, the 2-year-old was in the cab and somehow got it out of gear, rolled down the driveway and into the Williams basement. Although it was going at a fairly slow speed, the truck was going fast enough to go through a brick wall and break a water line. However, the structural damage is not what George was concerned about.
Things can be fixed. People can't, so everything's fine.
Even though they have a huge hole in their house right now, George and Kathleen are still able to live in the house while they wait for repairs. Hannah Patrick, 11 Alive News.